A word for our listeners. Masks of Nyarlathotep is set in the 1920s. We will be using terms and sayings from those times, including some that could be considered offensive. It is not our intention to offend. We merely wish to offer as accurate a view of the time period as possible. Welcome to the Nerds Domain presents Masks of Nyarlathotep. Join us each week as our investigators follow a path of clues and attempt to save the world from an ancient evil. Starring John Quiett, Jestin Kimmet, Shirley Niedzwiecki, George Chimples, Jason Hall, and Scott Troiano, with Matt Quiett running the table as keeper. Eldritch evils and crazed cultists await you just beyond this music.
Hi, everybody, and welcome to Nerds Domain.
I had to do that just so you change your note
Masks
again.
of Nyarlathotep.
No, that's never going to come through.
We're doing a side quest. I'm going to hand it over to George. Go ahead, George.
No, make him change the note. Make him change the note. They're never going to hear that. That's not going to work. You're going to need to change the time on that note and do one more, and then I'll be quiet. Go
You're
ahead.
a liar. Go ahead, George.
No, I'm not.
All right. So I think we've introduced everybody enough time. So if you're coming in the middle of the adventure, you might be confused, but you should have started at the beginning of this. So everybody's who they say they are.
Bad listener.
Everybody's who they say they are. And you guys are about to leave the cozy confines of the Guerrero Street Estates
Embassy
Inn and venture out into the foggy streets of San Francisco, the city by the bay.
So,
What's the name of the bookstore we're looking for?
Junko.
No,
Junko's the owner.
Junko's the owner.
The name of the bookstore, which you would know, is Strange Worlds.
Strange Worlds bookstore.
okay. So we go to the car. What kind of car is it? It's
Um,
going to be one of those compact smart cars.
No, you found the keys?
Yeah.
Roll your luck.
Roll your luck.
Is it compact or?
Yeah.
You pass?
Yep.
You found a Prius. On the street.
Prius.
The drug dealer drove a Prius.
This is San Francisco.
Good for him.
I'll drive.
I will drive.
I'm pretty decent at driving.
I'm good at driving fast, especially on San Francisco streets. That's
Ding,
what you
ding.
have to do when you hotwire cars.
Hello?
Hello?
Somebody out there?
I'm going to point my shotgun in that general direction.
Help!
I will reach for the keys. I will drive.
Help!
Where
are you?
Someone's coming from downhill. Down the street, down the hill.
Hurry.
Okay!
I'm
started.
unlocking
You drive,
the car,
you drive.
getting in, and shutting the door, starting the car.
You see someone who's coming up and his clothes look a little ripped, and he's
Are they yellow?
no, his clothes are like wearing sweatpants and a sweatshirt, and the sweatshirt's kind of been torn away, and he looks a little bit cluttered up, not bad. There's no exposed. But he looks kind of messed up.
Do you believe in the greater good? I suggest we save
You guys
the
have all hopped
world
into the car at this
than
point.
the individual.
I get in the car.
I'm
shut
in the
door.
car. I'm in the back seat.
What are you doing? Help!
Are you in the
He's coming
car?
closer.
Are you in the car?
Get in the car.
Do you have a key to an empty apartment? Just one key to
He's getting closer.
I will take one of the empty room keys.
Give
I'll
it,
say
He's 50 yards away.
it's
put it down, and get
this
it.
is room 3, floor 6.
Help
Go.
me! No!
Go.
Don't leave me!
The chopper!
Is there anyone behind him?
No, he falls to the floor. He falls to the street. He trips, and he's kind of trying to climb up after you guys.
Oh no, crawling usually ends badly. I'm driving away.
You drive what?
Yes.
No! He's screaming and reaching out to you guys as you drive up.
Yeah, driving.
Can't lose a sanity point for that.
We can-
father.
Yeah, you actually do. That's
Yeah,
what I call
that
it.
makes sense.
I'm
Yeah.
right
And
that
you
sanity
too,
point.
sister.
in the fetal position in the back.
You, you lose a sanity point as well because you feel torn between duty and what you just did.
I will reach out and pat the sister on the
Did
shoulder.
you remember how I gained that sanity point back?
Yeah.
So I could lose it again. I'm good.
Right.
It's for the greater good. All of mankind is better than one individual.
Okay. So you guys are driving. You notice that driving the Prius, it's really lucky you got a Prius because it's really quiet. It's an electric motor.
Oh, yeah.
Describe to me how you guys are laid out in the car. So you're driving.
I'm driving.
The father is driving. Who's shotgun?
I will take
I would prefer the person with a gun that can shoot out the window and has more than like Kim.
The handgun
Oh, the handgun? You could totally lean out the window with that.
Yeah.
with the rifle.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's got more
Yeah,
shots
does
and
the
it's got
back
fire
windows
fast.
go
If you
down
got
all
the
the
window
way?
rolled down, you have to kind of be sticking out. That's fine.
I'm in the middle of the
Does the
back.
back window go down all the way, or is it one of those kind of like child-proof windows where it goes down halfway? I don't know much about Priuses.
I'm gonna say it goes down all the way. This is kind of like a hatchback style Prius.
Okay, so it's not like 3 rows, it's 2 rows.
2 rows. Yeah. So one of you's got to be squinched in the middle. It's
I'm in the middle.
And then you
I'm
can
gonna
sit behind
passenger
me.
side and back.
Oh. Yeah, you can sit behind me and then
Yeah.
worst case.
Shoot right in his ear. You okay there?
Yep. Burp through my nose.
Oh.
That hurts. So you know the general direction of Japantown. You can get around these streets pretty decently. You don't drive that often, but sometimes you have to drive the sisters around. I would like a drive check.
Sure.
For the general mayhem.
Oh,
on the streets.
come on. I failed it by... Wait. Drive? Yeah, I failed it by 8.
8. What did you roll?
58.
So you're driving around, and it's difficult because first you're dealing with fog, and so it's not as thick as it was, but it's still thick. So you can't, you don't have full field of vision.
Yeah.
And sometimes you got to swerve around, some wreckage that's in the field. What you think in the road? Sometimes there's what you think might be bodies. As you guys are driving, you notice that on the sidewalk occasionally you drive past people who are standing in the streets that are just looking up. Oh God, they're not moving. There's not a lot. You probably pass by. You don't see anything up.
Oh, good.
You got your head out the window and you're looking up.
Yeah.
You just see fog. You pass by one of these people. You don't see what they're looking at. They're just looking straight up.
Okay.
Give me a spot hidden.
Me?
Yeah. Okay. You're getting close. It's not that far by car. Probably about. You'd probably make it if there's no traffic. 5 minutes.
Rush
But
hour.
unfortunately, there's a lot of bikers that are going all across this.
The coldest, it's their beginning of the coldest day, and they're all out.
And so you get pretty close, and then you plow into one of several horses that are kind of blocking the street, that are covered in carved bloody sigils into their sides that are kind of rearing and galloping around, and you just smack straight into it, and the car kind of grinds to a halt, and you've basically taken the legs out of this thing, and it's screaming horribly as you've broken its legs. Then your car is stopped in this animal's flanks.
So it was like running down the street.
Which way?
There's basically like you kind of come around a corner, and these horses are kind of like freaking out, and you slam into one. There's 2 more
Is
that
the
are.
head on the driver's side or the passenger side?
It is on the driver's side, or on the passenger side.
Right, I hop on the back.
I'm putting it in reverse.
Okay. This
Okay,
should
I
have
just
the same
step
time.
out,
That's fine.
and I'm gonna just
Shut
walk
the door.
up to the horse and just how?
Okay.
What? The horse is injured. It has to be put out of its misery. That's how
Yeah,
we
you
lost
can roll.
baseball.
You can roll baseball. Or sorry,
Baseball.
Roll baseball.
Roll
Baseball.
baseball.
Which is what I think it's kid.
Roll baseball. Will do. Yes, I've got a good batting average this year.
You really do.
Been in a bit of a slump, but that's okay.
Roll your damage.
Statistically, your batting average would be, according to that, would be the greatest thing ever.
Yeah, I know. I was like, yes. Damage to that is 1d8, which is the only thing that I didn't pull out of the box. Anybody got a d8?
Right there in front of your name card. Name card.
Grab my name card. All right. 1d8 plus
124.
2 times plus 2 times my damage. 2 times the damage.
No.
No.
Okay.
Plus 2.
1d4.
Plus, yeah.
1d8 plus
2 plus your
plus my damage. Okay.
plus your damage bonus.
So that's 4 plus 2 is 6 plus my damage is, I'll divide this by 2. Plus 2 is 8 points of damage to the horse's face.
Okay, it's pretty badly mashed. You just splatter this thing, and it's just whatever. But as you're swinging, you notice that this thing also looks diseased. I mean, it's been carved up a little bit by who knows what, but it does not, its eyes are noticeably yellowed, like jaundiced, and it's like got foam and flecks. As you bring the bat to bear, and then explode, you crush the skull. It doesn't get on you. You're not worried about hitting you. But as you do that, there's these 2 other horses So they're looking at you and rearing up. And they're going to both try and...
So, Father, remember when I asked you about the
So
greater
he's being
good?
trampled by horses?
Hey, bada, 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 bada,
Yeah.
swing bada.
They get to act.
Okay.
I would like to shoot if there's horses charging.
I will be shooting as well.
Yeah, we're doing kind of out of order, but...
Yeah,
that's
that's
fine.
fine. No, we're reacting to the
Yeah.
trample. I don't mind going.
You're all like that.
It's like, what the hell going on?
Yeah, I wasn't going to shoot him until they advanced on him anyway, because they're
Yeah.
horses.
So one of them clips you. It's going up. Boom. It gets you for 3 damage.
Okay.
The other one is just, kind of stumbling into it. And you can all see at this point that they've got these carved wounds on their side that are actively pouring out blood. The horses are clearly diseased. They're clearly being driven mad by whatever's inside that. And, it's not a happy situation. And they're just making these horrible sounds that are recognizably horses, but, when horses are screeching, they're not, it's not a good sound. Okay, so who's got higher dex between the two of you?
I got a 13.
I would,
He does.
Okay.
I would also like to take a combat action, but I have a dex of 11.
So, we'll start with you. So you're
Side
taking so it goes
question.
firearms first, actually. So.
Would I have gotten a dodge opportunity on that clip?
No, if you dodge, that can be your only action because you already kind of
Okay.
slammed it. That's
Okay.
going to be
Alright, fair
for the round. So firearms actually go first.
Okay.
So-
So it's just the first fire that has multiple fire.
Correct.
Okay.
Oh, do I have the full 3 attacks?
Yeah, oh
At
no.
60%.
So what does malfunction do? If I rolled a 97, I have a malfunction of 97. So does it malfunction?
Jam.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're jammed for the round. So you're going to
Okay.
spend the rest of the round clearing.
So it
You
doesn't
got
like
what,
explode.
the pistol?
No, I have
He's
the
got the
AR.
rifle.
Oh yeah.
The AR.
It's not
Just
firing.
The bullet didn't kick out correctly. Yeah.
So yeah. You're good.
Oh, so.
You miss.
Miss.
Okay. So the father does what?
Actually, it goes to them on their second firing because it's during normal combat, isn't it?
Does the bullet that he
Or is it-
fires that
or is it
misses
after for normal
cause
combat?
them to start?
I think it goes firing, normal combat. I'll look it up.
But if you just fired into the air, would that be enough noise to startle them into stopping their advance? Or
No, we're gonna find out.
They're kind of enraged. Like
Oh,
they're
good.
furious.
They're barbarian horses.
they got the Niedzwiecki blood.
Yeah, I got this wicked one.
So a Prius is a very sporty kind of car, right?
What do you mean?
No.
It's
Like,
quick.
does it accelerate quickly? No.
No, it's a hippie car.
Something I can whip it around and flip the horse off and then drive away without the baseball. I mean,
It's a car
Apologies
that-
to all of our Prius fans.
No, I'm
To
a
be
hippie.
fair, it might start slow, but the horses are distracted.
Yes, but they're enraged and frothy with the Niedzwiecki blood.
But they're distracted upon a single target that is not the Prius.
That's true.
Yeah, it actually goes off the same. So you're still clearing. You can
Yeah.
take another shot.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
That time we got it.
So you
Okay,
just
roll
one
damage.
shot at the horse?
I don't know. We'll see. Nope.
How much?
1.
You kind of clip the left flank of one.
Just
It kind
a
of
bit,
runs a furrow through the thing. It's already
Is
been
it
messed up,
enough?
so it doesn't
I'm
matter.
Not
gonna
enough.
drop this into reverse,
Mhm.
speed backwards as fast as I can, and try and whip it around to slide the horse off.
Yeah, give me a draw.
You're doing a J-turn is what they call that.
49 under 50.
You complete it. The horse is off of the car, and you're now, free to move around.
That would be, I guess, my turn, unless driving away and leaving the baseball player is an option.
Do you really want to do that?
No, I really don't.
Okay. So he's pulled away from you a little bit. You're still kind of in the midst of these horses.
I guess I need to get out of the car since I'm now facing the opposite direction it was a second
No,
ago.
no, it's you're fine.
Right. Just lean out the other way.
Either way, I turn so that I can see the horse again and take another shot. And totally miss.
So he turns, and now his gun is inside the car and fires, and the noise is incredibly loud. It goes through your window, which is rolled up, and shatters it. Which is fine. Nobody gets hurt. It's just really loud. It hurts real bad, but you're fine.
I wasn't ready for that maneuver. Thank you, Father.
Hey, that's fine. Okay.
Did I ever tell you about the time that I switched up?
We're going to go back to the top of the round, so it's going to be firearm actions again. So, Lorne, you've cleared your rifle, so you can take a shot.
Let's try this again. And I miss.
So you do.
Oh, I don't have shotgun stats for the guns.
Who's got the gun?
It's right there.
So you can fire again. Gordon?
There we go. Good hit. 4 damage this time. Same horse.
Same horse.
Taking 5 damage. I can't believe we're fighting horses.
I'm kinda in the
Horses don't
position in
have
the back.
tentacles or leathery bat wings. I'm okay with fighting horses.
Okay. So now it's going to regular actions. So, what's your dex?
16.
Well, 16, so you go first. So you can try and take a swing at one of these horses, or you can try and hop in the car.
Horses have legs.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna just step through and swing for the fence.
The one that he's been shooting at?
Sure.
Okay.
Get in the car. This is horse country.
It is horse country.
Is this horse country?
It is.
No, sir. This is Giants country. Boom! So that's 5 plus 2 is 7 plus 3 is 10. I lit the horse up for 10 points of damage.
Yeah, so you just kind of
Just
just
front leg.
basically smash through the front legs, and you're very strong, and this thing is crippled, and it's not dead, but it's kind of, it's up on its, crippled
Elbows.
legs, kind of trying to inch towards you and snapping at you, but it can't really move. It's kind of flopping its hind legs around, and it's not dead, but it's out of the fight.
Delicious.
Which brings us to, you guys are 13 and 14, correct?
Yeah.
Or whatever.
I'm 8.
Oh, you're 8?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm 13.
So 13?
Yep, I'll try to shoot at the one that's still a threat. And I actually hit one. 9 damage.
9 damage, nice. So you take a big chunk out of its flank. Which I think you're next.
I'm going to hold my action to peel away, assuming... Or no, I guess we got to wait for the guy. I'm not going to do anything.
Okay. Next up is the horse.
You could wildly flail the car around in a different direction.
I was getting a horse off.
Yeah, the horse
Phrasing.
clumps around, but it gets tangled up in the horse that fell in front of it, and it misses you.
Yes. 18 out of 60. 2 damage.
2 damage. Flip it.
I'm sorry.
It looks pretty hurt.
Wing the thing and kill
I
it.
mean, it took 9 and yeah.
It's only got 9 this one. This one just got 1.
It looks really hurt.
Do you have 3 shots this round?
I guess I'm conserved. No, I've only got 2.
Yes, conserve ammo.
Yeah, I'm not going to fire.
You can take another shot at it?
I mean, is it following him? I mean,
Yeah, it's trying to attack him.
Bring it on. Just leave it. Let it alone.
Okay,
Leave it alone.
that's yeah. I guess I hold off.
Okay.
This
So-
is something he needs to handle by himself.
Next round, you've got a bat. Are you going to hack it, or are you going... Okay.
We're gonna put this horse down.
4 rounds later, Scott won't have hit at all.
It's a horse with an attitude. Roll.
Yeah.
Hey, bada swing. Yes, sir. That's a connection. 2 plus 2 is 4 plus 2 is 6.
Yeah, that kills it.
Blaga!
Or not kills it, but you actually cripple it like the other one. So
Yes.
you've got 2 messed up horses flopping around the ground.
So you're going to put them out of their misery also?
Yes.
Yeah, you can coup de grace them if you want.
I
I
shall.
can't. I'm not getting out
Okay,
of the car.
so he's just... You
Just
guys are
wailing on these
He's just
horses.
wailing on these horses, and they're just... Chunks of bone and blood are going everywhere, and it is messed up. Everybody roll sanity.
Oh!
My face is buried in the back seat. I'm not seeing
You do
any
not
of
have to
this.
roll sanity.
I lost.
Oh, I failed.
In all fairness, I am pointed the other way. Well, not
No,
probably watching.
you're
like-
not. You're going.
Yeah.
I rolled an 8. I mean, I'm good.
If you lose, what do you?
Yeah, what happens when we fail? I failed.
I made it.
Lose 2.
Nah, I got lots of sanity. Yeah, ish.
I mean, you've seen worse recently, but that was pretty awful. It was pretty gross.
Yeah, what you did to that kid?
Yeah, it's not like he shot a bird out of the air.
So,
So you get in the vehicle and we drive off.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I see, sorry.
Yeah, I get that.
If you drive a little bit more carefully.
I'm gonna. Are there
Demon
other?
horses. What am I gonna do?
Is there anything
You
to wipe
should
the
let me
bat
drive.
off with other than my
You sound
helmet?
like David Wallace.
Yeah, there's like some stuff in the trunk that you probably pull out. Like, you got some spare clothes and things. Okay. So, you leave those horses behind. You're pretty close to the shopping center, which is near Japantown, where the Strange World is located.
Okay.
Give me another drive check.
Sure.
Please try to avoid hitting any more horses.
59 over 50.
You have difficulty finding a parking spot.
I'm just going to throw it into park
Sorry.
in the middle of the street.
That's
I don't care.
Oh, by the way, also I forgot to mention, after you hit the horse, like the car developed a noticeable rattle. That's kind of like
Like terribly loud rattle, or just like a not.
your car is a lot more audible than it once was.
Okay.
That's all. So you guys get out. Give me a listen as you guys step outside into the open air.
I hear it,
That car is awful loud.
as does Gordon.
Yes.
Oh yeah, I got it.
There doesn't seem to be any of that horrible screeching from those creatures.
That's a definite
What do
plus.
we hear?
But there's a
The
lot
car.
of chanting.
No, you don't actually hear any chanting. It sounds quieter than last night. You don't hear any of the screeching. You still hear some, what could be sirens really far out, and
More helicopter noise.
you don't hear any helicopters. It seems kind of a little bit calmer, maybe. It could just be the light of day that makes you feel that way. But you don't hear the creatures. That's good. So you go into the shopping center, which is kind of it's like a rather large shopping center where there's a couple open air stores and restaurants. There's also some interior stuff, which is where it's not locked up, which is where the bookstore is. And it's kind of got this kind of like faux Japanese Asian design, kind of like pagoda type things, and the crenellations and such. So you go into the bookstore or you go to where the bookstore is located in the shops. It's got kind of a sign that's a little askew, which looks like it was on purpose. And it's kind of hand painted, strange worlds, and there's some, planets and rocket ships, and looks like it's a bookstore that, might sell kind of genre stuff or maybe kind of occult stuff.
Yeah.
Does it appear as if anybody's in there?
It's dark. You guys have a flashlight, right?
Yes. Got another car.
There's a little bit of light coming in from the windows from outside, but it's mostly kind of grayish, bland light.
Is the door locked?
Yeah, it's locked.
I'll try to fix that.
Hold on. I'm gonna knock on the door.
No answer.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, that's probably a safer thing to do. I should have probably
Just
done that
saying,
first.
if there's somebody inside and we just open the door, we're gonna get shot.
So, cop cars and bookstores.
All right. Jimmy's with a lock and he's able to open up, and you're in the slip shop. It is messy.
We turn around and shut and lock the door behind us.
Yes.
Okay. There's also a big glass window, so it's mostly blocked off by a bookshelf. Like, there's bookshelves all over the place in the store.
Is there a way we could block the window off more?
And
It's going to take some time, yeah.
and the window has not been shattered and the place looted, as in bookshelves everywhere, or
Not on
it's
the front
just
part of the store.
it's just an odd arrangement of bookshelves. Okay.
If we start moving things in front of windows, it's going to look as if, hey, there's somebody in here who's moving things in front of windows.
I mean, this looks like it's like a bookstore that's been maintained by a hoarder. So it's like there's bookshelves in front of windows where they shouldn't be. There's also just stacks of books on the floor. You have been here before. You recognize that's just how she keeps the place.
Okay. All right.
This part, you haven't gone to the back part yet.
But we're inside a building,
Yeah.
inside a store.
Yes.
So there's
True.
currently no one else outside the store.
True.
So putting stuff in front of the windows hides the light that we will use to search. So I start putting things in front of the window to hide our movements.
Okay, he's doing that.
I'll
I'm gonna-
assist.
I'm gonna check my cell phone real quick, just in case.
You're losing battery.
No signal still.
No signal.
I'm gonna pull out my shotgun and start calmly sweeping the store, not with it up and pointed, but pointed down
Sure.
towards the ground.
It doesn't look like anything's been touched on the front of the shop, but when you go to the back of the shop, it does.
Okay.
There's the piles of books have been shoved to the side. There's a couple of bookshelves that have fallen over. And in the corner, near the cash register, you see a bloody cape. What? A bloody cape, which you recognize as belonging to Junko. Kosuke does. And Lorne recognizes as having been worn by a woman that you've seen around Augustus' apartment.
Does the cape look like it's over anything, like possibly a body?
No, it's flat on the floor, but there's some blood on it. It's It's got that kind of dark sheen.
Is it? I'm gonna bend down and touch it. Is it still wet?
Yeah.
Okay, so not that long ago.
As you flash the flashlight around the room, you see that someone has spray painted in yellow some of those occult symbol that you recognize now as being all throughout.
Is there a way to, if those symbols have power, is there a way to break that power by crossing those out? Maybe with blood. Can I roll Colt for that?
Sure. Not successful with those.
No.
I'm only down 5 bullets on the clip that's loaded. I won't change clips anyway, so that way I have a fully loaded one.
All right.
Does it look like we're looking for where she would have hidden whatever it was? Is there a safe open or a wall safe or?
Are you looking now for? Are you starting to look in the nooks and crannies now?
Yeah.
Yeah. Give me a search or a spot in, please. Anybody can do it. Anybody who's searching shit.
Nope.
Am I done with the bookshelf?
Yeah. That's okay. You need to roll for that.
Made it.
Somebody did.
Made it.
Sister Rosemary is looking at one of the rugs. And there's a little corner of something underneath the rug, like edge of a trap door. Unfortunately, there's a bookshelf that's fallen on top of it.
Hey guys, there's something under this rug. Can you help me move the bookshelf?
Well,
You can probably move it yourself.
Can?
help move it.
These are not nice
necessary.
bookshelves.
Oh, okay. Well then
And
I
all the
start
books are
pushing
now-
It's
on
like
it.
plywood.
Yeah, I start pushing on it to move it off of the rug.
So you're able to get it out, and you see there's indeed an actual trap door here.
I found a trap door.
Queue up around it with guns pointed.
Yeah.
Okay, ready and open the door.
Some steps leading down. It looks like a cellar. Normal kind of storage cellar.
I'm gonna flash my flashlight down that way. See if there's any, like, is there blood on the steps? Is there?
No.
Perhaps
Oh,
the person with the shotgun should go first.
Here you go. You know what? I that's fine. I'll go first.
I'll be right
I'll
behind
call
you.
out Junko's name in a moderate.
No response.
Okay.
There's clearly a growling monster in space.
You find a bunch of books down there. There's also a safe, and there's also a laptop.
Okay. Hey.
Is the safe
Yeah.
locked?
I boot up the laptop.
Yeah, it's a safe. I like that.
Hey, this is good. He's in IT. He got the laptop.
Yes.
I'm good with safes.
Keep up in the safe. We'll handle the laptop in a second.
Okay.
You open up the safe, and you find a set of pipes, kind of like pan pipes. You find a poster tube that says "For Defense Only" on it in big red letters. The vial of blue dust.
So, we've got a vial of blue dust, some pipes, and what was that other thing?
Defense only.
Poster tube.
Poster tube. This is for defense only.
So no books or paperwork.
What's in the poster tube? I want to see what's in the poster tube.
I don't think we should open it.
There might be information on the laptop. We need a minute to get this going.
Because if we can only use it once, what's in the tube?
It's a
Is
poster.
it sealed or is it just covered up?
Can you tell if it's paper or what?
The poster tube?
Yeah.
Oh, it's just there's a cardboard tube they hold posters in. It's just plastic, things you just pull.
It's not taped or sealed in any way.
There's like some, scotch tape or whatever. You just
But
put
it's
it in
not
your finger.
airtight. Like
Who's
around-
holding the poster tube currently? I am. No, later.
Because I did a roll for reading the side of the thing that said for defense only, and I failed that. So I just opened it up to see what's in it.
There's some roll of paper.
Hey, that's kind of a miracle.
It's old. What might be papyrus? There's two different. There's two separate kind of sheets, and one is very long as you can scroll it, and it's got what looks like kind of musical notes and kind of what look like descriptions of movements.
I'll go
I hand the
over
pipes over to
and,
the person who has taken these.
I'm gonna look at the musical notes. Can I discern anything from them?
Roll music.
Oh yeah.
You make it?
Yeah.
This is a song. It's kind of giving you kind of these syllables to chant.
Does it sound like what we've been hearing?
You kind of run through what it would sound like in your mind, and it sounds not the same as what you've heard, but kind of like
Discordant?
discordant.
Okay.
Of the same maybe musical genre, if you could say something about that kind of about the same song.
Does it have notes for it to be played on the pipes?
This seems to be more vocal.
Okay. So
Like it's got notations for like words that you should be phrasing. It's also got movements that you need to be doing as well. Described.
So these are. It looks like this is some sort of song and
Dance
dance.
number?
Yeah.
What's the other piece of? Because there were two. One was long
Yes.
and the other.
It's in a mixture of Arabic and ancient Greek, and it's in the shape of an eye.
So the other sheet, because you said there were two.
Another
of them?
sheet is ancient Greek and Arabic
Oh, yeah.
in the shape
And
of
I
an eye.
walked up behind because I asked them to pull the sheets out of it
I thought it was a
behind
terrible idea, but-
him to see what.
I didn't do it.
What's the ancient Greek
So-
and Arabic thing say?
I'm gonna roll ancient Greek. 2.
Really,
Yeah.
that's really super good, and it's so good that there's kind of a blend of the Arabic and Greek, but you're pretty sure that you get the gist of what the Arabic means, if not the exact, the exact translation of it.
Does someone know Arabic?
I do.
This has some Arabic on it. So what does the Greek say?
It purports to be some sort of spell that allows you to see the paths between worlds, where you would enter these places. And that if you read this in a certain order that kind of goes, clockwise around this kind of eye structure, that it will give you for a certain amount of time, for about like what you would guess would be maybe 6 hours, the ability to see where you can travel to different worlds.
I start reading it.
Out loud?
Nice. Are you
Sorry,
gonna
now
come
roll
over
my
and start?
Arabic.
Roll your Arabic.
Yes, I have.
Do you tell her? Do you give her the Arabic portions of it?
Do I
Can
know
you
enough
tell what
about?
I'm doing?
Do I know enough about magic spells to know? I don't. Never mind. Yes, I will read right along with her.
Okay. So as you guys kind of read, your voices kind of come together and move as kind of the words on the page move. I'll need you both to roll a d6.
2.
Okay, you both lose a magic point and you both lose a point to sound. But you don't see nothing different. But you feel different.
Clearly, the pathways aren't down here.
You feel your eyes kind of throb and pulse, and everything kind of like zooms out and zooms back in, and you're like, that doesn't seem really good? I don't know what that feels like, but that's what this feels like.
Alright, I gotta
Teachers
get back to the
said.
computer.
Mr. Murakami, what kind of books did you buy from this store?
A number of books. Shut up. I'm trying to do that. Alright.
That's
Spirits and Delemes.
Look at this, and I'm going to show him the music and kind of guide him through it. Is this something related to that? It sounds very...
Is that anything that I've looked up recently regarding?
I think culty is the right word even for me.
Sorry,
This
say
is-
it again. What are you
I'm
saying?
going to show him the music. Is this? What does this do? Is this an occult thing of some sort, a ritual? What would this ritual do? I'm going to see if he can figure it out. I understand the words are...
Yeah, give me an
Probably
English roll. You mean an English roll and an occult roll? We'll get to that in a second.
Sorry.
English roll. I have no idea what he just said.
It's more to read what he's
Oh,
showing you.
what he's
Try an
showing
occult
me,
roll.
and then the occult roll.
You don't know what that is. So we're gonna go to the computer now. So it boots up and it's it'll log in screen asking for a password.
I got a 10 on the Twitch roll.
On the computer?
Yes.
Okay, so some sort of back door.
Government backdoor.
Actually, you actually do know those.
Oh, do I?
Oh yeah.
Is
You've used those.
is it an Apple or a Windows computer?
Windows.
Okay, so you see a DOS window pop up. Unix.
No. So you're able to get in there, and you're going to have to spend you get into what the files are. It's going to take you a little bit of time to go through the files to find these things.
I'm going to go with dated.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to search because it's going to be recent.
Okay, that's good. Makes sense. You come up with some of the stuff that's been accessed most recently, some mapping software. There's some Word documents, some photos.
Photos first.
Okay, photos. You find some photos of what appear to be petroglyphs chiseled into rocks that match what you've seen on that man's arm.
Word documents.
In the Word documents, there's a bit of what's written by you, presumed to be Junko, saying that she thinks that if the ritual is performed in the caves, maybe that will complete a seal and prevent the unspeakable one from coming.
Okay. What is this ritual she's talking about? Oh. Is there a reference to the dance number?
No. She says that there must be a sacrifice of power given under the light of day when Aldebaran is below the horizon. And if the more power is given, the more powerful the ritual will be.
Aldebaran? Does anybody know the name of the word Aldebaran?
I would know it by my navigate, right?
You recognize it as a star.
Okay. Is Aldebaran below the horizon?
During the day, you can't see it.
Well, would it be below the horizon?
Yes,
Okay.
during the day.
Okay. Then I pull up the mapping software and say, as I'm doing that, does anybody know of any caves nearby?
Yes, lots. It's the coast.
Okay. Then yeah, the mapping software will be next.
It's got some coordinates and a bunch of kind of question marks. Can you roll navigate for me? Or if you've got navigate as well.
While he's laptoping it, I'm gonna look for who's wearing the powder face.
Oh, great.
That's 13 over.
13 over. You recognize not the exact coordinates, but you can get the general gist that this is somewhere near the city, but kind of south of the city.
I've let everybody know. It looks like this might be south of the city.
Are the caves on the water?
Not seemingly from like it's not like this is a specific mapping outside, but kind of what you see. There's kind of like an X, and then there's some kind of like hilly contours and things like that. And you don't see any kind of water.
It's a really terrible pirate map. Then
yeah,
okay.
basically, it's like she was trying to put it in without knowing precisely what it was.
How long between rolls do you do or a specific skill?
A while.
Can I use history to see if I know of any caves south of here that might be historically significant?
Yeah.
Could we try and navigate without having trained?
What about the information that you gave us in our synopsis?
Mm-hmm.
Can I use that without using my skills? Well, it all has to do with the navigate.
The navigate doesn't tell you precisely where it is, but if you get the vibe that it might be linked to something in your backstory.
I go hiking in the San Bruno Mountains, and there are caves over there. Lately there have been tracks that shouldn't be there, and it's actually been cutting into some of the protected area of the mountain. And I didn't go up and investigate it because I felt really weird at the time. And I reported it to the park ranger, but I haven't been up there since.
Is that at least close to where the map
It's south
kind
of
of
the
points?
city.
As good a lead as we've got.
Roll me computer use again.
Yes.
So you start looking in the database, and this is going to be some really terrible, abstracted computer nonsense. It's ridiculous. It's Hollywood computers.
Okay.
You start putting in like San Bruno Mountain into the database and seeing if you can pull up any kind of geographic cues. And it looks like this might match with a certain part of San Bruno Mountain, which you all know is just really just outside of the city limits. You can see it from most of San Francisco. There's this big kind of small mountain, large hill that from where you are would probably be a day's walk, but you guys know where it is, and if you've got this map, you could probably find out where the escape might be.
How terrible is it going to be to get out of the city?
We're gonna have to use a car this time.
Yeah.
For sure.
Interstates probably are backed up.
You can get there on service roads.
Yeah, but it's terrible, right? I mean, that's pretty bad.
I'll
It
drive
can't be
this
everywhere.
He's not going to tell you.
I'll drive this time.
Screw you.
I'll drive this time.
Alright.
I can avoid a horse when I see one on the road.
Roll me a cult.
Yes, sir.
You are able to find some books that kind of seem to relate to what you're saying. You're looking for things that involve the palette maps.
Yes.
You find in Japanese a book that describes this play known as The King in Yellow, that rumors are that it's written from something that does not come from this world, that it's someone who comes from another planet or another star. It's unclear what the legends say. But that this play has the power to drive people mad. And in the play they talk about this thing called the Pallid Mask. And it's understood to be either an aspect or a summoning or both of this entity, which is the King in Yellow. And then it gets very unclear as to whether the King in Yellow refers to also a physical location or if it's actually an entity in and of itself. But that the Pallid Mask might be some sort of way to bring it into this world. And exactly what makes it up is unclear, other than that the mask is definitely alive and might need some sort of living tissue. So you are able to find all of that. And also it identifies the symbol that you've seen that they've been spray painting everywhere.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that's the symbol of this stuff. It's links to that.
Uh-huh.
Does he do this in front of people, or
Does who do what?
is he walking down aisles just looking at
He's been flipping through books.
Oh,
Dude, share.
But when I find out that that's the symbol of the King in Yellow, I'm going to I found something.
Is it in English?
No, it's in Japanese.
But
What
the
is it?
picture should be noticeable for those of you that looked at your freaking cell phones, or
Is the palette mask picture?
No, it's unclear what that actually looks like. They describe it as writhing or moving. It's pale and white.
I bring up. It sounds like the face that I saw at this.
Oh, you don't hear that. This is directed towards. Kosuke has this information, but he has to do it in character, whatever he describes. Because this is the book's in Japanese.
the symbol of the King in Yellow.
the king.
It is a face. It's a mask.
Uh,
Smiling, moving. It moves.
You might not have seen the text because you were actually on the field, but our phones, we at least had text at the same time, and quite a few people around us of the same symbol, and then it flashed yellow, and then we lost our signal.
What was this about? A smiling face?
It is the mask that it is either the king. God, I got nothing tonight. It's the mask that's either the king or the place, or it is a living thing, a moving mass that squirms, moves. It can eat people.
I saw a play yesterday or 2 days Friday night that made a face of people.
That made a face of people?
They had cameras. It was weird. They crawled on the floor.
So did I. And I
At
say,
the-
did you see it at such and such a theater?
The
Yes.
Marsh.
The Marsh?
The Marsh, yes.
Yeah, I was there too.
You went to a theater to watch. Okay.
Says the guy.
And who?
I had some very disturbing remarks from students, and I wanted to check it out to see if it was going to harm anyone.
Okay.
Obviously, it's harming people.
It didn't affect
And
either
I
of you?
did some research. No,
Not
me.
that I'm aware of.
I did some research and on some ancient Greek Xanthus anax. Is that in there anywhere? And it's something about a king.
I'm gonna zip through it, and there's nothing Greek in there, I'm sure.
Roll ancient Greek again.
Jeez, Louise, are you kidding me? So, no, 81.
We know the one word kind of means king.
Yeah.
So you might be able to get. Anax means king, so
Anax.
perhaps Xanthus means something.
Xanthus means-
No.
What did you say?
Is there like a Greek dictionary in the bookshop?
You can do library use.
There we go.
Yeah.
There's a lot of books, and they're not organized very well.
Mr. Mura,
Oh, I got
you
that.
mentioned something
There's an ancient Greek.
about
Murakami.
You mentioned something about something in yellow,
The king in yellow.
and you said
I thumbed
Like,
through it
I
and
don't
find
say-
Xanthus.
king.
Yellow.
Oh, the Yellow King. How do you know about that? Wait. Plays about the Yellow King.
It's put on by the Yellow King Repertory Company.
So
Okay.
Okay, well now we know who the bad guys are. If we
What-
find them, we know it's safe to shoot them.
what exactly did you experience at this?
I described the play in more or less generic terms unless somebody asks me something specific. Go back to episode 1 if you want to hear for yourselves, listeners.
Well, that reminds me, Koska, give me a sanity checklist.
Oh, good.
And where
Nope.
he,
Just loses a point of sanity and gain 2 mythos. For whatever good.
Congratulations.
For Cthulhu?
and where he kind of is lax with some details, I tell him about the guy that came out and his face looked all milky.
Like there was a guy that came out.
With
He
a
had some
He-
goo on his
he
face.
already
It was a
explained
weird
the
mask.
like a mask
but
that was.
I just put more detail.
It looked like
Powerade.
petroleum.
Exactly.
Not petroleum, but
Petroleum jelly.
Like
petroleum jelly.
Vaseline.
yeah.
Vaseline.
Too much.
I know.
I don't think it looked like that. I think it looked more like vinyl or something.
So
Kind of latexy, maybe?
Possibly,
But see-through.
but it was see-through.
how long has this play been going on?
Once.
When I found that out,
Oh, yeah. This has been running for a while.
a very long.
It's been pretty popular. Talk of the town amongst certain segments.
Does that time match up with the time of the drug of the gold dust hitting the street?
Yeah, it's been going on for a couple months.
I think that.
What was
whoever-
the pallid face? Was there anything about smiling with that? Is there anything else that?
I think we need to get to the cave.
They described it at the end of the play that they smiled.
So smiling. Are we missing anything else about smiling here?
Okay, I guess it's time to come all out with this. I am military intelligence. I work for the U.S. Navy. The Coast Guard arrested some guys last week who were dumping something out in the bay, and they were just described as very creepy, smiling, and not saying much.
Do we know what they were dumping?
We don't. It was not found. Like, it was dumped and gone. The conjecture is that it wasn't a solid thing. It might have been
A powder.
a powder, a gel, something got in the water. Would the water have been some? I mean, the water couldn't have been drinking water, right? Like,
No, this is ocean water.
yeah.
People don't drink this.
No, but there might be fish that drink the.
I don't think there hasn't been enough time for fish to be caught in the ocean to infect the entire city the way we're seeing. So they were dumping evidence of something.
You guys think it was evidence of something?
Well, I mean that's the best law enforcement agencies can come up with. Because why would you dump? I mean, you dump evidence. You don't dump
Why would you not?
valuables.
Why would you not go to a play? I mean, it all makes sense. I'm not questioning you. I'm saying, like, why would you not go to a play? It's not like anything terrible is going to happen.
Nobody told me.
Yeah, no.
Cult vibe.
Because we're clearly dealing with something more
clandestine and
occult
Yeah.
than what we're used to.
Sounds like we need to get to the cave.
I would like to use a library use to see if there's anything in English about the things we saw. The bat crows.
Give me a roll. What did you library?
69 over 30.
For library?
Yeah.
Give me a cult. And that's not your real health.
31 over 5. Because base 5.
Have you been rolling cult all this time? Base?
Yeah. Because
Hey, might as well. No, I'm not.
that's a
I would-
20%
Did you
chance.
ask for help on that?
On the what?
Looking for books in English?
I will explain that. Let's see if we can, before we leave this spot, because we still have plenty of time. It took us, 15, 20 minutes to get here, maybe?
Mhm.
Even after fighting horses. So it's still like 6 a.m.
I will also try library use.
Maybe
I got
7.
a library use by 20.
Yeah, I
got it.
I want to look for these bat crows.
Yeah, I rolled a 4.
You find references to something that sort of fits that description, serving as messengers and servants of certain legendary dark cultish groups. And as far as you can tell, I mean, that's what you know, but they carry messages. They will sometimes carry riders. They're not good to be around.
They tend to eat kids.
They're ill-tempered. They can be used as weapons.
Does it say anything about them being nocturnal only?
Does not.
Say anything about the fog being connected to them.
So I'm going to take the father aside now that all of this has been revealed and let him know what the scroll said and what I actually did in reading it. So when the detective from the Madrid guy and I were reading the scroll, it says that we would be able to see different
You'll be able to see the entrances to the paths between worlds.
we'll be able to see the entrances to the path between worlds. So if it seems like here I zone out at any certain time, going forward on the rest of this, whatever the heck we're on, that may be what is happening. And I did it because I thought if we could see these monsters coming, we would be more prepared.
That's not. I don't disagree with that thought process. I'd like to make a conjecture to the group. Clearly, this cave has one of these paths.
Is
That this king in yellow is going to, or something,
related to him is coming through.
or whatever he's called. Well, yeah, is going to try to come through. And this symbol, it's almost like a leaf. It's a fair assessment, right?
Of what?
Of the
seal.
the thing that was carved on his arm.
Tree branch. It's actually this.
Yeah. So I mean, it's essentially a tree branch or
The leaf,
sleeve,
or
the veins in the leaf. That is a sealant. Is it possible that we just need to go there? There was a way to seal that she thought that there was a way to seal. There's another spell.
If the ritual was performed, that's your dance number there.
Are you sure?
It says, in the light of day, it requires a sacrifice of power. In a waking dream state, the dance will be danced and the chant will be chanted. And then it goes on to say that the more power that is sacrificed, the more power.
Okay, so it's definitely this ritual. So then we need to go there. Does this symbol protect us? Like the drug dealer carved it in his arm. Was he protected?
We don't know. He died
He
before
had
anything happened.
He had his window open and there were no creatures in there. It was not an occult thing that killed him, I don't think. It seemed druggish. He just overdosed.
But
But he was also paranoid.
and he
Was
died
paranoid.
days ago before anything happened. We have no way of knowing at this point in time. I'm not opposed to scratching it in my arm.
No.
Try it.
Yeah.
I don't-
I will pull out the knife I have, and I'm just gonna go ahead. There's no reason not to. It's
How
clearly
big do you make
a
it?
what?
I mean,
How big do you make it?
Assuming that my arm's a little bit bigger, probably 3 or 4 inches long.
That's how deep.
Not deep.
So you're not like bleeding.
I don't want to bleed. I'm gonna clearly cut the skin, but not deep enough that I'm gonna like bleed out.
Give me a knife.
you need like a lot of pounds of pressure.
19
to be able to cut
out of
yourself with a
under
knife.
40.
It bleeds a little bit, but you're able to kind of just
Yeah.
more kind of scratch it into it. So you've got that in your arm.
Do you feel comfortable doing that to others? Because I
can't guarantee you that I won't sever something important.
Well, you better not sever
But-
anything on me, and I give him my arm.
Maybe the arm where there's a vein right here is the best idea. Maybe like the meat of your back where there's muscle. It'll hurt, but you're
Does
less
the
likely to
symbol-
sever something very important.
Does the symbol have to be on display?
I don't know.
all we know is what he done, and I am willing to take the risk of you doing it at the location that he had it done. If you're willing to do it to yourself, I feel comfortable in your faithful hands.
Who's first?
Father, here, I will hold out my left.
Alright, I will cut on Mr. Lorne. 29 under 40, or 26 under 40.
You're able to perform it successfully upon Lorne.
Are you next, sister?
Yeah.
This won't be good.
49 over 40. That's not terrible.
It starts bleeding pretty quickly, but you're able to wrap it up with a bandage. But you still lose a hit point.
Okay. Mr. Baird, I'm sorry.
Roll me a sanity check, please.
Yes!
Okay, you make it, but you're a little disturbed to be doing this to people.
Special Agent Baird.
It's kind of creepy.
I get the bandages out of the duffel bag.
It's just Commander.
Just
It's just
He doesn't work for the FBI. His name
Just Commander?
just call him Commander now.
I want to make sure I understand this.
How you doing, Just Commander?
You're just a high-ranking officer?
Well, it's not. It's
I'm in intelligence. It works
Commander
different.
is above captain, isn't it?
no, it's below.
No.
It's above.
in Navy.
It goes ensign, lieutenant commander, commander, captain, etc.
Fleet admiral. You know.
Yeah,
I'm only Riker. I'm not
it'd
Picard.
be kind of like a captain in the army, I think.
Okay. You, Commander,
Or lieutenant colonel.
would you like me to cut your arm?
one of
Hold
us.
on, you've got some military experience. Why don't you do it yourself?
Is it?
Have you
what?
seen my skill with the knife?
Yeah, whatever. It's fine. Left arm.
78? Over
That's an
40.
artery. So you carve a little bit too deep, and blood just starts splurting out of your face.
Sister, could you,
Okay,
get him?
first aid.
Give me a first aid roll.
I am running up.
Should I roll damage?
Did we get a needle and some thread?
Yes,
You
we
pulled
have
something?
two-
Yeah, you guys
First
got
aid
first aid.
kit.
So she sews his arm to his
99.
forehead.
99.
Oh.
So you rush over and you're trying to, stop the bleeding, but you kind of trip, and she kind of bowls you over, and so now you're just squirting blood all over the place.
Does anybody
And
else
it
have
is
first
rough.
aid?
We all have first aid.
No, like first aid alive.
I looked over at the goofy Americans and here's my coat. And undo my shirt.
I-
Going.
I'm going to rush over and try to first aid as roughly as I
Yeah.
can. I'm not trained, but it's a 30%
Put
chance.
pressure on it.
56 over
Put
30.
pressure on it.
Can I
Pressure on his head,
myself?
right?
Yes, you can.
I removed my shirt.
Or
Okay, you're able to get it wrapped. You're going to lose 3 hit points from
Is
the
that
blood
all?
loss.
What?
And I'm going to present my
Why would you
right
say that to
shoulder
the game
blade to
master?
the father.
Shoulder
Is that
blades.
all?
But you
So,
get it wrapped. It's
yep.
not going to bleed
Yep,
anymore.
on the-
now
Some
is-
point
right
you
next
might
to
get
the
stitches
dragon
because it's going to be
tattoo.
oozing, but you're mobile at this point.
Unfortunately, you don't have the full symbol. so
Did I
maybe
finish
later.
the symbol?
No,
Because
you went in for the first cut. You're also covered in blood right now. His blood.
Well, there's some clothes on the floor.
No, I hung them on the little. I hung them on one of the shelves, or took a book and lifted them up, and kind of.
Yes.
You know, my clothes.
Very
are on the
fastidious.
floor.
Are there any cloths down here?
You know that there's a bloody cape upstairs.
Yeah, other than
I reach into my bag that I brought my bag with me and get him one of the batting grip towels. And
Okay.
Oh yeah, I wipe down, pat dry as best I can. I guess I'm gonna carve this into his shoulder blade.
Awesome.
And when he goes to hand me the, I'm like, you keep.
36 under 40.
You're jittery. Your hands are shaking. It hurts a lot, actually.
And the line is jagged.
Yeah, but he seems to have got it in. You didn't have a mirror to look at it, but
He tells you it's there.
yeah, tells you it looks real nice.
Does he look any more squeamish when he pulls away from it?
No, you look okay. He didn't sever any of your muscles. You can still swing and throw.
Nice.
So, Commander, would you like me to try again?
You're already in this deep.
Yeah, try my back this time.
Oh my goodness.
So you just take the knife and cut his shirt open. No.
Go right over the spine.
Yeah. 7 over. 47 over.
You're able to get it because this is a tough guy. You know, he's been through some stuff. You didn't sterilize the sniper at any point.
No.
Yeah, so now we've all got whatever we all got.
That's not true. I got nothing but my own.
Lorne was first, right?
No, I was first,
Yes.
then Lorne, then...
Yeah.
He was a.
Yeah. I forgot to mention that on my
No wonder you're so
background.
old. No, that's horrible.
Alright.
You just have hepatitis C.
I wipe off the blade on the...
What are some other bloodborne viruses?
The gift that keeps on giving.
I will wipe off the blood on the batting towel I have.
Yeah, so
Put the knife away.
Weird wounds.
Yeah.
Enjoy.
Totally saw it going this way, didn't you?
Oh yeah, this is something I definitely prepared for.
I was
Now,
ready to touch
I'm
it.
waiting for the end of the game after we turn the mic off and he tells us you could have just taken a Sharpie to yourself.
Yeah,
and
you
it
could have
would
just drawn it there. Right.
So you guys have
What the hell are we thinking?
some notes for some rituals, some spells, a vial of blue powder.
Did we know what the blue powder does?
No.
Yeah, we do.
Computer use.
What?
It said it on the scroll.
No.
It said it somewhere.
Never mentioned blue powder.
You can roll a cult, though.
Sorry.
Can I check the computer again?
You do have a cult.
I thought. No, I don't.
Who is a cult? Oh, do you?
Smurf powder as far as I'm concerned. I got nothing.
Can I roll pharmacy?
I rolled 18.
Could I try
You roll
chemistry? Could I try chemistry?
Yeah,
Where is it?
actually, chemistry would be greater.
Where's the cult?
On 12 under 41.
Blue is the opposite of yellow.
Ah,
39 under 50 on my history.
You recognize that this can be used, that the colors are of important religious significance, and that an opposing color on the color wheel might have something.
So the blue powder
Some power.
in your chemistry, is it cupric sulfate?
Yes,
Which color wheel are we using? Purple.
that's purple powder.
Okay. Sorry.
Is it
I wasn't
promanganate?
gonna
I
say
got. You can
anything,
name
so
a color
that's
in
fine.
chemistry.
No, that's fine. I
I'll
reckon
write
it's
it
purple
down.
then. It's purple. The color wheel is, I think, one of the last things I looked at when I was at the door. So
Nice.
I looked at very briefly.
Then I will shift that. Oh, chemistry man, is it promanganate?
yes.
Which that I don't know what it is. So.
It's purple.
It's purple.
So I think we're good to go.
If either of you two get the orange stuff blown in your face, I will blow this
You mean
in your
the gold
face.
stuff?
Gold stuff. Whatever.
Yellow stuff?
The yellow stuff. Whatever color it is. The stuff that isn't this.
I don't know that it will do. It shouldn't. Well, you know what? I don't know. Okay, let's go.
Dude, it's magic.
Yeah, I know. That's
So-
what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Um,
Logic doesn't work here.
So yeah, we're gonna head back to the car.
You got a new car?
I think we should get an SUV,
Oh, we get
personally.
horses on the way over here.
We
Oh my
we
God.
need. Is there any big cars around like a Hummer? Or,
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of. Whenever you're walking around, there's cars parked everywhere, and there's cars wrecked everywhere.
The
There's
problem is that even if we boost even if we hotwire our car, it's not the best way to drive a car. It's really not great. If we have to stop and turn off the car, we're done.
You just won't turn off the car until we get to the cave. The cave is all bets are in. From the sounds of things, anyway.
We could run into more horses.
Do we leave the car running?
Do we leave the car running? And on that note, on that bombshell,
Okay,
We will
I think
pause.
that'll do us tonight for Nerds Main Presents Mask of Gnarltep side quest. You can find us on Facebook, Twitter. You can buy our shirts over at slashloot.com, and you can give us reviews over at iTunes. We'll talk to you later.